So the new trailer for X-Men Apocalypse is out, and I don't like it. And at first, I didn't know why I didn't like it. I just watched it and it was like, I was completely underwhelmed by that. And I knew I would have to watch it a few more times to figure out why that was, but I really didn't want to. Just nothing about that thing landed for me. I have figured out why, so I can quantify this so I'm not just bitching. The first is, there's really nothing that this trailer shows us that is different from the first trailer. It's not even a different feel. It doesn't give us any more story information than the last trailer gave us, and it's just hitting the same beats, in many cases reusing the same footage. I mean, we see a little bit more of some stuff. We see a little bit more of Mystique as Mystique instead of as Jennifer Lawrence. We see a bit more of Apocalypse, but I mean, it just feels like extensions of the stuff that was in the last trailer. None of it feels new, so it feels redundant, first of all. So that's the first thing, but the bigger thing is I'm getting a Spider-Man 3 vibe off this thing, guys. And what I mean by that, if you're either too young to remember or have just chosen to forget, if you watched the marketing, the trailers, and the interviews from the cast when Spider-Man 3 was coming out, everybody just had this feeling of, yep, we did another one. We sure did. It just had this feel of contractual obligation, like nobody was really psyched to be in it, and I'm getting that vibe off almost everybody in this trailer. It really first started hitting me with the line that we hear, I don't know who says it, I think it might be Moira. She has this line where we hear, he's basically like a god and he's going to rise again, and she says it with this tone that I practically expected her to end that sentence with, but whatever. And that's just the vibe I'm getting from almost everybody. Nobody seems excited to be here. Even Quicksilver is like, well, you wanted me to get out of the house. Everyone's just this disaffected thing. And I really, really hope it's just putting together a bad trailer where they've just picked moments where the characters have a reason to feel disaffected and they've just, for some stupid reason, stuck all that in the trailer and it lent to this vibe. I really hope that's not the vibe of the overall movie, but it is the vibe I get from this trailer. I also don't like the whole digitized, modulation that they've added to Apocalypse's voice. I know I might have been the only person, but I really liked when we saw the first trailer that we just heard Oscar Isaac's voice and it wasn't modulated and it wasn't messed with. To me, that spoke to just trust in him as an actor and like, he's gonna bring this, we don't need to mess with his voice, let him do his thing. And I guess enough people bitched and moaned, he doesn't sound apocalyptic enough, and now they're modulating his voice. I don't like it nearly as much. But coming back to people who don't want to be here, I don't think Jennifer Lawrence could look any more bored. Whether she is Mystique or whether she is looking more human, she just looks bored as heck to be here. And again, maybe when we get to the film, it'll all make sense and these snippets that they chose put into the context of scenes will all work and it'll be great. But the fact that they could not put together a trailer that told me anything more than the first one did, and it now has lent this vibe, guys, this has gone from one of my most anticipated movies of this year to one that I'm really now heavily nervous about. I also don't think the effects look very good. Everything just looks really, really fake. The green screen looks incredibly green screeny. The shot of Quicksilver, the shot of Psylocke, and I mean, Psylocke looks tough and badass, and Olivia Munn has this look on her face like, okay, she's putting in effort, fine, but you look at the scene overall and the effect of the car, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but it looks really fake. Apocalypse growing huge looks really fake. I mean, God, guys, this looks like Jack the Giant Slayer. Fox, lay off the marketing, because I was excited for this movie on the basis of the first trailer, because that was scant enough that I wasn't going to project too much hope on it. Now you give me a second trailer that has offered me nothing more, and I've started to pick apart what you're showing me, and this is not in your favor. No more stuff. If you're going to do another trailer, it better give me some more serious, deep moments. The only thing that I liked about this trailer was the way that it opened. That callback to that line from the first movie, that bit of dialogue between Magneto and Professor X, that was great, but it was all downhill after that. If you're gonna do any more trailers, give me more of that, and I can get excited for this again, because right now, I'm just not. So the new X-Men Apocalypse trailer, I'm assuming you've seen it. What were your thoughts on it? Am I completely off base, or do you think I'm talking some sense? Whatever you think is going on, drop something down in the comments and let's talk about it. Please remember to like, subscribe, check me out on Twitter at Council of Geeks, find the Council of Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher, and until next time, this council is adjourned.